Hey guys, before we fully get into it, just letting you know there's a Discord now linked down in the description because I finally got around to creating that, so join in if you want to play with me, hang out, talk about the game, whatever. That being said, this video is on the JH-7A, which is a plane that I did not grind initially because I was more focusing on the air-to-air stuff, but once I got top tier China, I figured out it was pretty necessary to have a type of CAS there. I still don't have the JF-17, but we'll get around to that. Um, it's really your only option. If you have the Jeff, it's a little different. You have a couple options, but I'll get around to that when I get around to it. If you're going tech tree, this is your only option for CAS at top tier. There is nothing higher BR than this that actually has reasonable CAS. The J10 has access to satellite guided bombs, and the J11 has access to unguided rockets, but you're not using that at top tier. You're just going to get dunked on. So do you actually have? Um, it's meh. Just quickly getting it out of the way, in air-to-air, I wouldn't fly this over anything else at the same BR or at any other BR. Really, if you're flying this thing in air-to-air, you're probably just flying it to spade it. If you're doing that, it's actually pretty good. Personally, I'd recommend taking nothing but PL5Cs once you unlock that, but that's just because I don't like having to switch, but it turns pretty well, even though it is largely subsonic and can only really go supersonic if it's on the straightaway for a decent amount of time with full afterburner, and it does chug that afterburner. It's relatively mobile. Its IR missiles are good and have very solid range like the AIM-9Ls, and its cannon is pretty usable, but not having EEGS at its BR of 12.3 is pretty rough. Um, is it great? No. You're the same BR as a Mirage 2000 CS5, despite having no radar missiles and worse IR missiles and a worse airframe. Don't really know what the logic is behind that, but whatever. It's there. Um, in air to ground, I guess I have a little more to say, but the verdict still isn't great. Your max loadout is going to look something or other like what I'm largely running here, which is either 2 missiles and 4 bombs or 6 bombs, and then in addition 2 IR missiles. The IR missiles are fine. Not having any IRCCM at all of any description is pretty goddamn rough for top tier, but it's not like you can't do anything with it. It's just pretty rough. I mean, if for taking out helis, I guess it works, but you can do that with a gun. For taking out planes, it's not doing anything. Not having any Fox 3s as well, seriously rough. And then you get into kind of the bigger issue of air to ground wise. 6 munitions is not actually the end of the world. There are plenty of things where 6 munitions is all you get in terms of competent air to ground. This thing only really gets 6 things total. If you're not using unguided bombs, it's whatever. Satellite guided bombs, I wouldn't really recommend, and the reasoning kind of goes like this. With something like the F-15 or the Gripen, satellite bombs make a little bit more sense because you're an airframe that gets up to speed and altitude very, very quickly, and you have a lot of them. This thing is largely subsonic and only gets a max of 6, which is almost what you can carry on one pylon. With the bigger things, I just wouldn't take them. Um, I'm not saying like they're unusable, but you need the enemy to not move at all because you don't have a lot of bombs, and you need to be really careful because, I mean, you get spotted by somebody when you're trying to get up to altitude to drop them, you're fucked. Um, that being said, its other weapons aren't awful. Not having any IR missiles in the current top tier meta is pretty fucking rough, but the KH-29s are solid. From my experience, they tracked decently well compared to a lot of other TV missiles I've used, and when they hit for a lot of damage. Its laser guided bombs are also pretty solid. If you hit with them, you're usually going to nab a kill, and this thing has a decent targeting pod that has solid zoom, it has access to NVDs, it has good range, and a pretty good field of vision. Overall, my recommendation is to run 4 laser guided bombs, the 2 KH-29s, and the 2 IR missiles, and just do what you can. Your gun's not bad for air to ground as well, but at the end of the day, you have 2 guided weapons, and they just aren't great. Um, this video is. I know it's sounding negative, but this thing is not unfun cast to play. It would just be much more fun cast to play if it was like 11.0, and it wasn't the only option at top tier for China. Ultimately, the main point of this video is, please, for the love of fuck, Gaijin, give China better top tier CAS. Give us the J10C. Give us fucking anything. Give us a tech tree variant of the Jeff. I don't care. I'll have the Jeff at some point in the next few months here, depending on how long it takes for me to get the research for it. I'm not going to buy it with Golden Eagles. Um, so we'll see. That's basically all I have to say about this. I don't have super complicated feelings on it. It's fine. It's about what I expected when I started spading it. Maybe a little better. I had some good fun with it. If you're grinding it, have fun with that. If you want me to play any specific vehicles, please let me know. Otherwise, I won't know what to do, and I'll get sad, and then I won't know what videos to make. Once again, please consider joining the Discord. Please consider subscribing. If I get a few more subscribers, which a couple hundred more subscribers, I might be able to get a partnership, and I've got fun ideas when that happens. With all that being said, I think that's where I'm going to leave this video. I really don't have a ton of thoughts on this thing, and so I hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye!